If you're looking for a new home in Northern Colorado, you've probably driven past a dozen new communities, right? Well, today we're hitting the brakes and taking a really deep dive into one of them, Ledge Rock in Johnstown. The whole point here is to cut through the sales pitch and give you a real, honest-to-goodness guide to help you decide if this place is actually right for you. So, here's the game plan. We're going to start with a quick first look, then we'll get into the big one, what you think you're getting versus what's actually there. After that, we'll talk money, figure out if you're the right kind of buyer for Ledge Rock, and then we'll wrap up with a few other places you might want to check out nearby. All right, first things first, let's kind of zoom out and get the lay of the land. What is Ledge Rock, really, and where does it fit in the grand scheme of all the new neighborhoods popping up?
Okay, the number one thing you need to know about Ledge Rock is location, location, location. It is set up perfectly right off I-25. So if you're one of those people making the trek up to Loveland or down to Longmont or Denver every day, this spot was basically built for you. It's a commuter's community through and through.
And this really gets to the personality of the place. Ledge Rock isn't trying to be one of those giant, sprawling communities with the whole shebang, the water parks and activity directors. Nope. Its whole vibe is different. It's meant to be a quieter, more straightforward, classic suburban neighborhood.
Okay, so now let's get into the interesting part. What do people think they're getting when they first drive through Ledge Rock? Because this is where the dream can sometimes bump up against the details.
And this quote right here just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the biggest disconnect. So many of us see new construction and our brains immediately jump to resort-style pools and fancy clubhouses, but that's just not Ledge Rock's game. Its entire appeal is actually built around being simple.
Which brings us right to the new build reality. So let's peel back the layers, separate the brochure from the build site, and look at what's really going on in this community. This is probably the number one question on everyone's mind, especially if you have a family. What's the deal with the big stuff, the fun stuff, the amenities? And here it is, plain and simple. The expectation is often for all those resort-style goodies. But the reality, what Ledge Rock is actually offering, is something different. They're selling a quieter setting where the focus is on your private home, your yard, not a long list of shared stuff. All right, let's tackle another big assumption. You think a smaller, more focused neighborhood would mean you could just waltz in, pick your favorite lot, and have a house built super fast, right? Well, let's see.
Actually, it's kind of the opposite. Because it's a smaller, more controlled build-out, the inventory can be pretty limited. They release lots in phases. That means you've got to be ready for normal or sometimes longer new build timelines. And honestly, you might face some tough competition for the good spots when they do come up. You got to be patient. Okay, time to talk money, and this is super important because with new builds, the price you see on the sign is almost never the full story when it comes to your actual monthly payment. First up, the HOA. I know, the dreaded 3 letters, but in Ledge Rock, it's a little different. Its main job isn't to manage a giant pool complex. It's mostly there to make sure the neighborhood keeps looking good. Consistent landscaping, stuff like that. So the dues are usually not as high as in other places. And now for the big one, the cost factor you absolutely have to know about, the Metro District. The easiest way to think about it is this. The developer took out a huge loan to build all the streets, sewers, and sidewalks. A Metro District is basically a special tax so that you, the homeowner, can help pay that loan back over many, many years. And here's the kicker. This tax is paid on top of your regular property taxes. It's a whole separate thing, and it can add a pretty significant chunk. We're talking hundreds of dollars, sometimes, to your monthly payment. So please, 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 you have to ask your agent, does this property have a Metro District tax? And exactly how much is it? Do not forget to do that. Okay, so we've covered the location, what to expect, and the hidden costs. So let's put it all together. The million-dollar question. Is Ledge Rock actually the right place for you? Let's build a profile and see if it fits. So really, who is the person that's going to be happiest in Ledge Rock? After everything we've talked about, let's see if this sounds like you. All right, take a look at this list. If you're nodding your head and thinking, yep, that's me, I just want a new house in a quiet spot, I need to get on the highway fast, and I'm not in a huge rush, well then, Ledge Rock could be a fantastic match for you. But on the flip side, if you're looking at this list and thinking, oh, I definitely need a pool, or I have to move in, yesterday, then you might want to pump the brakes. And that's totally fine. It just means there are probably better fitting communities for you out there. And hey, speaking of better fits, let's say you've decided Ledge Rock just isn't it. Don't worry, you've got options. The Johnstown area has a few other great communities, so let's take a quick look at some alternatives.
So here's just a quick snapshot. If you do want that big master plan community with all the bells and whistles, you might look at Thompson River Ranch. Carlson Farms offers a different vibe. It's a bit more mature. And Rolling Hills Ranch, well, it might seem similar in price, but you've got to dig into that tax structure, which can be very different.
And we're gonna leave you with this final question to think about, because it applies to your entire home search. At the end of the day, what matters more to you? Is it all the stuff happening outside your front door, the amenities, the trails, the events? Or is it the quiet simplicity inside your own home? Answering that one question will tell you almost everything you need to know.